Hello beauties, welcome back to the vlog. I'm so glad to have everyone with us today on International Women's Day and also the Day Without Women. I am working, can you believe this? I scheduled myself on the Day Without Women for a 14-hour day, so there's some irony to that, I realize, but thank you to all the women in my life who lead and who are a great example for myself and my community, my kiddos, especially my little sister Heather, and in the future I think my daughter Lyra is gonna lead us all. She's quite something. So I have a lot of pride in being among you and being one of you, and it's a great honor for me to get to talk with you 5 days a week about the things that I'm working on. So thank you all. Today we are talking about leadership styles. We've been talking about this all week. This one is closer to my style, but still not yet me. And this is the style that really likes to direct people. So we've talked about the style that is more data-driven, that holds emotions close to the chest, who wants to really understand the why behind things. We talked about the style that's a people pleaser, that really wants to make sure that everyone is heard and everyone feels good and that teamwork is met. And that's an important style as well, because consensus and communication, community are important. And then there's this style, which is going to feel familiar to many as a more common leadership style. This is the most common leadership style of a CEO or president, head leadership in companies, especially in larger companies. And this is the style of the director, the person who wants to lead everybody, who sets a vision. So this person's a natural leader. They say, this is my vision, follow me, and they march off in a direction, and everyone is expected to follow. And because that person has such authority, such confidence in their idea, such excitement behind whatever their vision is, people say, yeah, okay, I'll follow you, without asking the why and without maybe addressing the team. So there's a pro to this, that they can go off and they get a lot done very quickly, but the question is, can they go far? And can it be sustained? And that's a challenge for this style of leadership. They're very motivated. They're very good at motivating other people. They love directing everyone. I'm sure you've seen this person in meetings who just tells everyone which way we're going and gets everyone really frothed up and excited about things. But it's hard to sustain that without your leader in the room. And one of the things about the style is it really makes the team dependent on the energy of the leader, which can be really draining if you're the leader, to be at that level of excitement and energy all the time. The other thing here is that they are very decisive, but they don't necessarily require information to make a decision. So unlike the data-driven person we talked about at the beginning of the week, who really wants to know all the why, this style, who's used to directing and making decisions, says, okay, I'm going to infer a few things, tell me a couple things, all right, got it, let's go. So there's that quickness to it. Very results-oriented, able to persevere, not really daunted by rejection or things going badly or failure, which is so perfect for a leader of companies, because you have to set a strategic direction, you need people to follow you, you need people to go down the path with you, and to be able to not worry if you're going to take a risk and it's going to fail is a great thing to have in a leader. There's also the ability to take the chance, which we've talked about. But part of this, too, is because the person's so committed to their own beliefs and their own idea and their own vision, there's risk for them. So if things start to go wrong, or if they work too long, or they get tired, or what have you, they start to stop listening to others. They start to focus only on their own voice. The team starts to feel left behind, which can be challenging if they need to sustain the work while you're out leading the vision. They start to perhaps be demanding instead of collaborative, which is a challenge. And I think the big one here is that this style can experience tunnel vision. You get really focused on one thing and you forget everything else around you. I had a mentor many years ago who said to me, when I experienced, definitely personality parts of this are in me, and especially when I'm stressed, I'm sure that I have a lot of this. But she said to me, Celeste, you're looking at an inch and you're really focused on this inch right in front of you, but there's a whole yardstick. There's a whole yardstick to look at, and you're not going to understand the full picture unless you're aware that there's a full yardstick, you know? And so that's always stuck with me, of this being aware and including the thoughts and feelings of others is important. But as you can tell, if you haven't concluded this yet, there are parts of all of these personality traits and these leadership styles in all of us. And some of them are more dominant than others. It makes sense in a leadership style, if you're going to run a company, that this one would be one of the dominant characteristics, right? That you're going to set vision and go, because that's needed in that role. But the other roles are needed too. And tomorrow we're going to talk about my leadership style, and then on Friday we're going to talk about the ways to incorporate the pieces of this so that we can really hear people and how they make decisions and how they want to work inside your company so that you can succeed together. So I'll see you tomorrow.